This podcast is brought to you by Most Valuable Podcasts, leading the league in podcasting entertainment.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. What they say is third time's the charm. This is the Fast Break Podcast, doing the intro for the third time. We'll see if we fuck it up again. I am Sean Anderson. Alongside me, as always, is Ricky Widmer.
What's up, everybody?
And Dave Oster.
Hello, everyone.
You might be wondering why the pause.
The audio listeners are like, what's going on?
Ricky has been snapping extremely loud
into the microphone,
when popping his finger guns, as he is calling it. And we've had to redo it 3 times because it spiked so badly. But today on the Fast Break Podcast, we're going to be talking about Kyrie Irving's free agent destinations after the Boston Celtics lost to the Milwaukee Bucks in 5 games in the Eastern Conference semifinals. Then we'll be moving into our What Boys, giving praises to the guys who deserve it in the past week. Then we'll be moving into our Patreon segment for the week, and we'll be welcoming in Jake to talk about most disappointing teams from the 2018-2019 season, and then wrapping it up finally with the best fits for the Washington Wizards in the 2019 NBA draft. We are skipping the Hawks for now because the draft lottery hasn't happened as of recording this. It's currently May 11th, so if you're listening to this on the 14th or beyond, you probably know where the Hawks are picking, but right now we do not, and we're going to wait until we see until we know if they'll have 2 picks or not, depending on the lottery. So that will be coming soon, Hawks fans. But before we jump into the Kyrie stuff, we got to push 2 things. We're going to be doing a live lotto reaction on the 14th, and then a subsequent mock draft, all live on twitch.tv/mostvaluablepodcast. Is that the one, or is it Most Valuable Pod?
Most Valuable Podcast.
All right, so go to twitch.tv/Most Valuable Podcast to watch our live podcast and live reactions to the lottery. That will be up, the mock draft portion, on our YouTube. So definitely check that out if you're not able to make the live stream. And then on the 15th, the first ever MVP podcast will be coming out, where Dave talks about his messed up thumb. Our patrons already had access to it, so this is going to be a little bit of a month later. Dave, if you want to show your thumb, it's all healed now.
It's pretty good now.
But like you said earlier, it was like you cut off your thumb, just or your thumbnail, just a little bit too much.
A little bit.
Yeah. So if you want to hear the story about Dave, check that out. Coming out on the 15th. So don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can find that out. But finally, let's just jump in now to Kyrie free agent destinations. Am I missing anything?
No.
All right. Check out patreon.com/mostvaluablepodcast too. If you do want to get a month early access to the Patreon podcast. And then also, if you do want to be like Jake, you can become a patron and be on the podcast at that gold tier and be on the podcast once every month. But let's jump into the Kyrie talk. Like I said earlier, the Boston Celtics lost to the Milwaukee Bucks in 5 games after Paul Pierce said that they are going to win the series after Game 1. After that, the Bucks came and ran away with it in the past 4 games. And now the whole talk about is Kyrie Irving and his upcoming free agency. Where will he go? And Ricky, I'm going to go to you first. What teams are out there in your mind, and do you have a favorite?
So to me, there's 3 total teams. 2 would be in I'm making my decision between these 2 with a possible wild card being the 3rd. I think when it comes down to it at the end of the day, it's going to be New York or LA. So many reports right now of he's open to a LeBron Kyrie reunion. However, there's always the KD New York thing. But the wild card team I'll throw out there and we may get into later is Brooklyn. Don't sleep on Brooklyn. They're a team that's going to be, will they get free agents? Will they be who am I thinking of? Where it was a team where we're going to go out and we're going to make a splash in free agency. And then they never did. Are they going to be that team?
The Knicks?
Or the Knicks? Or are they going to be hey, we're going to look at free agents, but if we don't, they actually get them to come. For me, it's New York or LA. And it comes down to me, kind of what happens with the Lakers coaching search and everything, because the playing with KD, playing LeBron has its benefits for Kyrie both ways. I mean, he's familiar with LeBron. Kevin Durant is the 2nd best player in the NBA, so it's you're picking between 1 and 2, but both of them are really good. The thing of why I'm maybe leaning more towards Knicks, and it's not just Stephen A. Smith saying there's a 95% chance that it happens, but also the fact of, because of what's going on with the Lakers, I feel like it'd be better for Kyrie to go to the Knicks because there's more stability. There's more stability there with the whole, you're getting Kevin Durant. If they get no, I know, but let's say they get Kevin Durant and you're picking between that. Like, yes, you've got top players, but it's like with everything circling around the Lakers and the fact of, hey, what coach are they going to bring in? Are they going to trade their young talent and get another piece for this team? Where the Knicks are pretty much, we've got our coach. We're going to have our draft pick this year. Hopefully for them, they're hoping it's Zion so that Kyrie can be like, ooh, we get Zion Williamson on this team also.
Why would he care?
I feel like if I'm Kyrie, the Knicks situation
No, but
why would
he care about? Why does he care about draft picks?
Because, well, the whole thing is when it comes to the Lakers, the whole question of are you going to trade the young talent for pieces is a question because they haven't proven that they can do it. Like, is this just going to be another year of trade speculations? They're going to trade for this guy, that guy, and then it was a whole year and we didn't make a trade happen.
But I think if
the Knicks will have a draft pick and there's no question of them not getting somebody. Like where the Lakers, it's, this third piece, who's it going to be? And it might not happen. The Knicks, who will it be? Because the lottery happens, but they will be getting a third piece hopefully in this draft.
I was just wondering expectations
Zion.
on draft pick.
I was just saying Zion specifically.
Yeah.
I think if the Lakers do get Kyrie Irving, there's no doubt that they're going to make a move. Maybe they sell, short on some of the value that they have, but they're going to move those young pieces to get a third piece, and that's going to be something they're going to sell them on. So I don't really think that's going to be a worry. The biggest thing is just who do you want to play with? And obviously the Knicks right now, they have a lot of young talent, Mitchell Robinson, Kevin Knox, Dennis Smith Jr. if you want to throw him in there, Frank Ntilikina if you want to throw him in there as well. Frank's only 20 still. So, I mean, he deserves something.
He's got lots of time to grow.
Yeah, it hasn't proved anything yet, but still, he's still young. Dotson if you want to throw him in there as well.
Lonzo Trier?
Yeah, Lonzo Trier as well. I'm probably missing one more too, and Knicks fans will get mad at me. And obviously there's the appeal of maybe a Zion Williamson, maybe a RJ Barrett, maybe a John Morant, and then obviously, maybe you're getting Kevin Durant as well, but there's no real guarantees there with that, and especially until you see the draft lottery, which you will obviously have the ability to. The draft is going to happen before free agency. So that's going to be playing a factor into there as well, but the draft's also going to be happening for the Lakers as well. They have the 10th overall pick, at least the 10th best odds, at least in reverse standing. So they might even jump up in the top 4, and they might be able to get a playmaker as well that they can trade as well. So right now, I think it's difficult, but if we're looking at teams right now, and yes, I think maybe the Knicks do have more stability just because, the owner sucks and James Dolan, but he's pretty committed to not selling that team. And the GM and front office are fairly new with Scott Lydon. So I wouldn't be too shocked if that plays into a factor, but ultimately it's going to come down to LeBron. And I think right now, if I had to pick a favorite, it's going to be the Lakers because he has played with LeBron before, and obviously some people will bring up, well, that didn't work before. Well, it was because Kyrie thought that LeBron was going to trade him. Yeah. And then Kyrie is like, well, I don't want to do that. I want to move. And that's where he demanded the trade. And now, if he goes back, I don't think that's going to be something that's going to happen. They already talked it out. Kyrie knows what LeBron was going through. So I think that they can repair that relationship. And that would be a huge piece for LeBron to add in Los Angeles. I think that they might get the band back together in Los Angeles. At least that would be the favorite for me.
Now, the thing I throw out, and I just want to throw this out before you talk, Dave, is with the Lakers you say they're going to add a third piece. That means you have confidence in Rob Pelinka that he's actually going to get something done.
No, I never said that.
If they're going to add something through a trade, you're saying Rob Pelinka is going to get something done and make a trade happen.
I don't think he's going to be the GM.
Oh, you think he'll be out as well?
I think so. What's the point to keeping him? I don't know why he's already not fired. What the fuck is going on here? And I think also right now, he's not really making any calls. I think right now it's good old Kurt Rambis. I think he's been making most of the calls. He's going to be the GM, which scares me even more. I don't know about that. Kurt Rambis has been in the league at least. Rob Pelinka's just been an agent. Yeah. So yes, Kurt Rambis has been.
Just because you've been in the league doesn't mean you're going to make good decisions.
I have more faith. I have more faith in Kurt Rambis than I do Rob Pelinka. Right. I'm not saying that it's
not saying much.
I'm not saying it's massive faith. I'm not saying he's R.C. Buford and Greg Popovich out here. I'm just saying that he's better than Rob Pelinka because Rob Pelinka's went off and made horrible moves with Magic. So I have more faith in Rambis than I do Pelinka, but I think Genie's got to step up at some point and make a move here to clean out that front office. Might not happen, but definitely something that you got to be on the look for. I think overall, though, Los Angeles is more attractive too, just because of LeBron, and then obviously the weather. I mean, most of the NBA players live out there. What are your thoughts, Dave?
Yeah, I have to agree with you guys. I mean, LA is the obvious choice for all the reasons you said. But it's Kyrie Irving at the same time, which makes me think wild card bitches. Like this man,
he's playing on the moon.
You think he's going left? He's
Space
going
Jam
right.
2.
I'm looking at the Mavericks.
He's making Space Jam 3 before LeBron even makes Space Jam 2.
He could do it. He could do it. Because time's not linear, man. You can go anywhere around it. I'm going Mavericks for obvious choices. You want to play with Luka Doncic. You want to play with KP. You want to play with a great owner. And it just he could go anywhere. Is the point I'm just trying to make? Is like you guys are all saying, oh, it's written in the stones. It's already there. Like the Lakers have this locked up, or the off chance that he goes to the Knicks to play with a Kevin Durant. And I'm going. I'm not ruling out 28 other teams. Just because, he might want to play with LeBron again or he might want to pair up with KD. I think this could be like an anywhere thing for Kyrie Irving.
Obviously we've seen some talk between him and KD. At the All-Star game, we saw them talking in the tunnel, and that was huge news. But
they're clearly not banana boat.
Yeah, they're not like best friends. Like, what's the real connection here? I think they've played on Team USA before.
Yeah.
Obviously, KD's a little bit older. They didn't play each other in college. They played against each other multiple times. Obviously, coming in the just coming through, the fact that they've been in the league for so long. But I don't really know what the connection is between them. I find it tough that they're going to sell everything just to be the guys in New York. And I've said this, for a while now. Maybe they get one of the guys, and maybe Kyrie wants to play by himself, but in New York. But I think looking at it, I think you're right that all 28 teams are an option. Well, I think all 27 teams are an option because I don't think he's going back to Boston.
Windhorse previously had reported on the Hoop Collective, the two stars talk almost every day.
Really?
Which terrifies me. I mean, Windy is someone who is an insider. He's in the circle. So
he's been around Kyrie too for when he was covering LeBron.
So that is one of those things where I think.
Well, I mean, it goes back to Stephen A. Smith sent out a tweet with a picture of him, and it says, "Yes, from everything I've heard, Katie and Kyrie are planning on coming to New York. 95% chance they say only potential hiccup is Katie changing his mind." So, to me, and this could help the Lakers, if the Warriors win the title again, and they've somehow, let's say
Max
Katie wins a title again and goes, you know what? I can go to New York, but this winning title thing is really fucking cool. I'm just going to stay here. If I'm Kyrie, I'm not going to New York alone.
I don't see a reason why KD leaves Golden State. I think it's pretty clear cut that Kyrie's leaving Boston, but even if they lose, even if they don't win the title this year, I still feel like there's a chance that KD stays because you're looking at the markets. They're now moving to San Francisco, Golden State, so they're going to become bigger. They're already the biggest brand right now in basketball. Maybe the Lakers, you can argue, but right now this is the most notable team. This is the most notable dynasty in forever.
20 years.
And I think that this team that they've put together has proven that they can just retool over and over again. They can get DeMarcus Cousins. They can bring in guys who want rings. And him, Clay, and Steph have been working fine. And really the big thing is that one fight that they had in Los Angeles between him and Draymond. There hasn't really been much outside of that. And if that's the deciding factor, I think Bob Myers would be fine shipping off Draymond Green to keep KD.
Yeah.
So if that's the biggest hiccup is just the fact that he doesn't want to play with Draymond, that could be changed. So overall, I don't see why he would not stay in Golden State. He's winning championships. You're calling him the best player in the NBA right now, so he's getting the credit that he thinks he deserves.
Yeah.
What's the deal? He's not from New York. Yeah, I know that people are bringing up the fact that his businesses are over there. But I don't see a reason why he would go to New York, and I don't think there's a reason that Kyrie would go to New York alone. So Kyrie could do anything, but I think I'm looking at it. Los Angeles is the front runner, and obviously the teams are going to pop up.
Yeah.
And teams are going to put bids out there, but I would be putting it 50% he goes to Los Angeles.
50% LA. So are you a 50? What's your split then? 50 LA. What percentage New York? What percentage rest of the league? I'll just go. Those are the
50, 10, 40.
50, 10, 40. Wow.
Because I don't know where he's going to go. I don't know what teams are going to come out there.
Yeah.
And I don't really know what teams are attracting him. That's why I think Los Angeles is pretty clear cut. New York, I think, if KD signs and there's more talk that KD's going to actually leave, then I would put that more higher in New York. And since they're a team that's been rumored so much, I got to give them some percentage. But I think that 40%'s out there just because what if KD goes somewhere else? What if he wants to play with Kawhi? What if the Clippers weirdly intrigue him because he wants to play in Los Angeles. But
What if
he wants
the
to play
Suns
with
intrigue
LeBron
him?
again? What if the Suns intrigue him? I don't know. I don't think they will, but I
What
don't.
if the Bulls intrigue him?
I
What if he
can't-
wants to play where Jordan played?
I can't read Kyrie, so I don't know
one
really
can.
what
Point guard.
he's going to be. What if the Nets don't sign D'Angelo Russell and they go after him?
Yes.
I don't know what's going to happen with him. And that's why I'm just very confused. And the only team that would make sense to me right now would be Los Angeles because the market, because of his prior relationship with LeBron, because that team, that duo's worked before. I could see it happening just because of those reasons.
Do you think the Celtics are
see...
unsalvageable at this point? You think that the damage is done? The contract bonuses for staying a Celtic aren't going to be enough?
I don't think he cares that much about the money.
No, I think the big thing it comes down to, and this is why, with me, I think it's LeBron's Lakers or KD's Knicks.
Yeah.
Is because I think Kyrie does not want to be the mentor. He does not want to be the quote unquote, and I'm going to throw this out there in air quotes, of leader. He doesn't want to be the one that when shit hits the fan, everyone turns to and goes, all right, KD, or all right, Kyrie, what are we going to do?
Yep.
Where if he's with LeBron, shit's hitting the fan, he can turn and go, okay, LeBron, what are we going to do? KD, all right, KD, what are we going to, like, Kyrie just wants to go out there and ball. He does not want to be the mentor. He does not want to be the one that everyone's looking at.
Yeah, some people really excel as a number two, and it's not a knock on them that they're not number ones. It's just not there. It's not where they perform best.
It's like, look at Scotty. Scotty never wanted to be the guy that everyone looked at. He just wanted to ball while Jordan, like everyone looked at Jordan. Microscope on Jordan.
Exactly. I think that's a great example. I mean, it's just some guys really perform best out of that number one role on the team. And you saw Kyrie thrive in that role in his last year in Cleveland. He had some of his best shooting splits, obviously some memorable moments on top of that, but I just think that he's one of those guys who is best off as he's your number two on a team. He is your right-hand guy, and you trust him to knock down the biggest shots in games.
Yeah.
100%.
I mean, the thing that I just think about is with LeBron, you know what you're getting, because they've worked together, like they've played together, they're familiar together. But the two things I will say is, one, the whole situation going on right now, don't even know who the head coach is right now. If it's a coach that maybe Kyrie is like, that situation
Does Kyrie
just doesn't
have a
float
preference
with
on
me.
coaching?
I mean, everyone's got a preference, I would say, but
Do you think Kyrie would want Ty Lue back?
I don't know.
That's my question. Is like, if the Lakers, I know the Frank Vogel is the hype train right now, but like, if there was a chance, do they think they reach back out to Ty Lue and be like, look, come on, we'll make you a reasonable offer this time. We know you're more than just a LeBron.
Los Angeles Cavs can happen, man.
Just it was all an elaborate ruse to get rid of Kevin Love.
Yikes.
I love Kevin Love, so I'm sorry.
And that's why, like, things like me, like, I call the Nets wild cards.
Yeah.
But I say that because I don't see Kyrie going there. Because you look at the team, yes, the team is good. Like, they've got players like Karis LeVert that Dave really likes. I'm coming around on a lot more in the NBA.
Yeah. They've got a lot of young
after this
pieces.
year. But that's the thing. Does Kyrie would be the guy.
It's the same thing.
The guy. It's just Boston, but in Brooklyn.
Yeah. Yep. Slightly worse supporting staff. I mean, that's the problem. And there's no shame in that, saying it's slightly worse, but you are going from having
and a non-top 10 coach. Non-top 5, top 10 coach.
Fair enough.
I mean, looking at, like, what other teams are out there then, if New York and Boston, if we're so surprised, like, I think that we're pretty clear on this, because I don't disagree with anything you guys are going, saying here. I think we can probably rule out Boston, even though,
so
he
you go
does have
through
a
the
good
East
coach.
and you go, Bucks don't have the capita to sign him because they're going to have to pay for Chris Smith. They're going to have to pay for Malcolm Brogdon.
Unless,
they've already paid off on Bledsoe. And Brook Lopez also available.
Yeah,
so like they've got three guys they're going to be dishing out money.
The Bledsoe thing killed that.
Yep. Raptors, Kyle Lowry, you're stuck with his contract. I don't think that you can move that, re-sign Kawhi Leonard, and get Kyrie Irving. That's just too much to do.
And I don't think Kyrie wants to play with Kyle Lowry without Kawhi.
I was saying unless you attach like Siakam to Kyle Lowry and try to trade him, which would be stupid.
No.
Or give up like 4 firsts for that. I
so
don't know.
You want to go back to the pairing that works so well. Trading with the 76ers. Sign and trade Kyrie for Ben Simmons. Boom.
I mean, hey,
Yikes.
I'm gonna throw it out there. I wasn't gonna say like that. Yes, like here's what I've got mapped out.
Sean's face.
But no. Just hear me out now. And this is conspiracy theory land. Of if you were to ask me, Ricky, out of the 3 you just said, give me another one. Give me one more.
another one.
Give me a fourth.
Yeah.
The 76ers is the only team I can think of, and the only way this would work, which makes it impossible, like when Dave says that the lottery is not going to stay chalk, not a chance.
Not a chance.
There's not a chance this happens, but if there was, this is what would need to happen. So you've got Jimmy coming off the books. You've got Jimmy player op could come off the books, but Toby and JJ Redick are about 26 mil together coming off the books. If we're going to say, hey, let's push them to the side, worry about this right now. If they were serious about trading Ben Simmons and found a partner by draft time to trade Ben Simmons away, open up enough space, this team could build a roster with your main 3 pieces being Joe down low, Jimmy, and Kyrie.
No.
That's the only way it happens.
No.
I wish.
The last thing I want is
wish Jake had
Kyrie
called in
Irving,
for this
Joel
topic.
Embiid, and Jimmy Butler playing on the same fucking team.
Could you imagine
And
that?
apparently there's reports now that are coming out as we're recording this that if Brett Brown loses Game 7, that he's going to get fired. So maybe if he loses, just bring in Tibbs and have fucking psychopath Tom Thibodeau. I'll play Joel Embiid for 40 fucking minutes, have him coach Jimmy Butler again, and then have crazy ass Kyrie Irving play.
Out of
that
those
would be
45
an absolute
minutes,
garbage idea for them to get rid of Ben Simmons for Kyrie Irving.
On the floor.
I know Ben Simmons has been extremely disappointing in the playoffs. I know he can't shoot, but I would not trade him for Kyrie Irving. There's no fucking
I'm
way.
not saying trade him for Kyrie. I'm saying trade him to probably get draft picks and stuff, and then sign Kyrie Irving.
Well,
with
Dave
the money
said
left
sign
over.
and trade. There's no way in fuck
I was
I'm
thinking
doing
sign
that.
and trade would be funny, just because the Celtics and Sixers
Fuck that.
have a history of making great trades between them.
Great trade.
Great trades. I can almost say without laughing. So I'm just being funny, but do I think that Kyrie on the 76ers would make them a better team? Absolutely.
Do you think
It's technically possible, Sean.
Do you think a core of
Even if they
Joe,
don't sign trade,
Jimmy,
they just sign him.
Do you think Joe, Jimmy, and Kyrie could compete for an NBA Finals?
I mean,
No.
it's Embiid's health. Embiid's health decides that, and that's the problem.
I think
that's
they
not a
could. I think
guarantee.
they'd kill each other before it happens.
All right, well, let's continue on this journey through the mythical East then.
The one team that I'm going to throw out there, and then you threw them out there already, Dave, and thinking about it more, I love the fact that you threw out the Dallas Mavericks.
Oh, yeah.
That would be so much fun.
They've whiffed so hard on so many free agents.
They have the money because they made all those moves this season to clear up cap space.
Well, you're still stuck with Hardaway
Lee.
Jr.
Or Hardaway.
Yep.
But even then, I think moving Harrison Barnes probably cleared up enough cap space for them to bring in somebody. So I kind of like that Kyrie deal.
Get a great shooter next to
Luka.
Luka. You got KP rolling around.
Jesus Christ. It's insane. And then possibly
2K
a draft pick too if you keep it and it's top 5. Like, my God. I really like that fit.
Talk about future dynasties.
That fit would be crazy.
The only thing I don't like about it is KP's health, KP's other things that he's dealing with. That's all I'm going to say.
Yep.
Luka being a young gun to where does Kyrie want to be? Yet again, Kyrie steps
professional.
Kyrie steps into the Mavericks. He's the guy.
No, he's not.
And
100% he's not the guy.
Who's the guy?
It's
then?
Luka's
Luka?
franchise.
No. It's Luka's franchise, but Luka, I don't think if Kyrie steps in,
Yeah.
Kyrie's not going to go when shit hits the fan. All right, Luka, what are we going to do?
100% think he does.
I don't think so. I think
he does.
I think he
that
backseats
point,
to Luka.
At that point, I think with Kyrie, it's an age thing to where he's not going to look up to somebody who is younger than him. We're like a
I'm not
LeBron,
saying
KD.
look up to. I just
Yeah,
think that, when
the face of the franchise. It's Luka.
Yeah,
That's all
but
it
The
is.
franchise making all their moves for Luka. They've decided that. If they get Kyrie to sign with them, it's like a bonus. I mean, it sets them forward a whole lot quicker than anybody had bet.
I don't see it. I see Kyrie and Luka being Kyrie would still think of himself like, well, I'm the veteran in the room, and I don't want he wants another veteran to play with and be that kind of
He's
Batman
got
and Robin
J.J.
with.
Barea.
I'm gonna throw out one more because Kyrie
on,
thinks of himself
Silk.
as a basketball genius. What if he goes and plays with another basketball genius in Greg Popovich?
I mean, how do they make that work? That
Move LaMarcus or DeMar?
put the
to
soul
clear
in the
up
box, though? Like,
the cap space? What do you mean?
you
can't put a soul in the box.
He doesn't watch Game of Zones.
Basically, like you give it up for the team.
Yeah, what?
Personality is out of the window here.
Yeah, you're not allowed to talk on microphones and say anything that matters. You're not allowed to have any bit of personality
Kyrie-
off the court.
To be honest, though, Kyrie might like that after this last year in Boston, though.
I think
media
Kyrie's
kinda
sick
screwed
of
him.
talking him. I don't think Kyrie is that.
I think
big
Kyrie's
of an egotistical.
entertained by the fact that people want him to talk so much, so he kind of feeds them. I think he feeds into it a little bit more than he's willing to admit, maybe.
I don't know. Maybe there's not a big enough personality to take over that, but also the biggest thing is like you're under the Pop umbrella and you're giving away your soul, and I don't think he really cares that much because I mean so much has been about like the planet stuff, and I think he just wants to play about basketball, and like I think that's the biggest thing. So if he wants to win, if he wants to play basketball, San Antonio could be a spot for him.
Question, and I'm going to throw this out as kind of like
Final thing.
some things need to happen for this, but
Yeah.
let's say the Raptors go to the finals and Kawhi plays very well
Yep.
against
Might
the
be shocked.
Warriors and loses still.
Yep.
Kawhi still goes to LA to play with the Clippers.
Oh, okay.
Is there any chance that Kyrie might look at that and go, hey, I watched the playoffs. Kawhi did pretty good with that Raptors team. And with me and him together, we could beat the Warriors. And he teams up with Kawhi in LA, but for the Clippers, not the Lakers.
I mean, I threw out the Clippers earlier. I could see it happening, but I don't know. I mean, I think that one's probably least likely or less likely to happen than KD and Kyrie in New York. I think that the biggest thing is I kind of be shocked if he doesn't go to the Lakers. If he goes to Los Angeles, I would be shocked if he doesn't go to
The Lakers.
play with LeBron. Yeah,
That's fair.
That's the biggest thing with me. Could it happen? Yes. I don't know if it will though.
I'm going to say 90% he's in New York with KD, 10% he's in LA with LeBron.
See, but that's so much has to happen for that. Two guys have to go to the same place.
It's only happened a couple times recently.
Which, I mean, until I hear otherwise with reports and stuff and insiders saying KD going to the Knicks is
Till the
such
Warriors
a high.
are done in the playoffs.
Yeah.
It's so hard to
But
know.
there also hasn't been a report saying that he does not want to be in Gold State. There's nothing saying that KD does not want to be in Gold State.
yeah.
It's just more rumors like, he wants to be in New York. There's nothing saying he doesn't dislike the Warriors.
It's true.
So what's the reason he doesn't stay?
Because he's
He
bored.
wants to do it on his own shoulders.
How is he bored? He's winning.
No. The thing
That's
that
the reason why he made the move was to win. He's winning.
The reason he leaves Golden State is the type of culture we live in right now. They like to call it the millennial age, where you look at millennials in workplaces. Millennials, we don't like staying in somewhere like for. It's not like, well, I get this job day one and I'm here for 50 years.
I've been in my job for 6 years.
I know, but it's like
I'm starting to feel that itch.
more exactly, and like millennials don't like being somewhere for long places of time. Like, look at myself. Like, I was at a place for about 3 years. After that third year was like, all right, it's time for something else. Like,
But here's the thing:
we
you
just
weren't
like
doing
to
the thing you
move around.
loved.
He's doing the thing he loves
He's
most.
playing
which is
basketball.
winning
I'm doing something that I
championships.
love now, but I'm also like, there's always that, like, we will not stay somewhere just to stay somewhere. And I think that's where Kevin Durant is. It's like, yeah, I could win championships, but it could be like
That's
am
a
I
reason
being-
to stay somewhere.
Am I
You're
being
winning
challenged
championships.
here, though? Is it just like mind numbing at this point? Like, there could be so many things going on to where a change of scenery might just be needed in his head, even though the rest of us are like, just stay and win championships.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Plus, he'll be tied with LeBron, and LeBron ain't going to get that next one.
He's got a
anytime
way
soon.
better ratio.
Yeah.
Dave, where do you think he's going?
I'm
Ricky threw out 90-10.
40-10 Lakers, Knicks, wild card.
All right. I would say 50-10, 40 Lakers, 10 Knicks, and then 40 wild card because I think Kyrie's just fucking crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
I think he can do anything. Because what if they're like, all right, we're gonna move all these young players, we're gonna get rid of Jason Tatum, we're gonna get rid of Jaylen Brown, we're gonna take all these draft picks, and we're gonna go get after AD, we're gonna go get players.
yeah,
You know,
he
to
could
play
stay
around
in
you.
Boston.
I just don't think they do that.
I don't think they do it either. That's why it's a wild card. But hey, Danny Ainge will do what's best for the team, and maybe he thinks that would be best for the team. It's
true.
I don't know.
And he traded Isaiah Thomas,
and he loves Anthony Davis. So.
Yeah.
Well, we don't know. Let us know what you think. This is mostly conspiracy theory, so if you're going to be upset at anything we said, we're just trying to be crazy. We're trying to have fun. So if you hate fun, then fuck you.